What's up, artist? So, as you can see here, I already have some pre-folded sections. I should have a total of 8 sections. That's how you can check yourself. If you have 8 sections, you're doing it right. You're just going to fold this paper in half a bunch of times. So making it go corner to corner and edge to edge, which is really simple because this is a square. Each fold you do, though, you want to open it back up and then reverse the fold by flipping your paper over and repeating that fold. This is going to make it easier for your paper to be folded later on, but you should be folding 2 diagonal lines and then 2 straight or vertical lines. So just folding your paper in half a bunch of times. Once you do this, this is going to make your life a whole lot easier because everything is pre-folded. Remember, you want to flip the paper over though and repeat each fold, as you can see. After you do that, you should have 3 of these black pieces of paper folded. You're also going to fold your painted paper the same exact way. So you should have 8 sections on your painted paper as well. Once you do that, you're going to get all 3 of your black pieces of paper and you're going to layer them, or you're going to arrange them in the shape of a diamond by just turning them. After you arrange them in the shape of a diamond, you are going to take that middle piece, make sure that one's on top of both of the other pieces on the outside, lining those edges up like you can see here. Then you're going to glue it down. My glue bottle was being really finicky. Didn't want to work, as you can see. But you're just going to use a couple dots. Remember, dot, dot, not a lot when it comes to glue. After you add the glue, you're going to layer that middle piece on top of that piece, lining up those corners and edges with the creases, like so. Each of your shapes should be in a diamond, or each of your square pieces of paper should be shaped like a diamond at this point. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other piece of paper, putting glue on the one piece and then layering the other one on top by lining up those edges. The same paper should be the same paper, or the same paper that's being used on the other side. One paper should be on both of the other papers on top, overlaying it. After you do this, this is the tricky part. This is when you have to force the fold. Forcing the fold is a little tricky, but once you get it, it happens really easily. And because your paper's folded both directions, it should make it easier. So, working with the outside edges, the sides pointing to the left and the right, you're going to take those sections and you're going to force those inward. The best way to do this is to work from the back and push it forward by pulling those corners inward. So find that back of the paper, and then you're going to push that crease forward, lining it up with the square below and the triangles below, as you can see here, edge to edge, pressing that center fold down, and then doing the same thing to the other side. Once you do this, it should look like you have 2 triangles, and it should also look like a square. So you're going to pull it forward, press it down, crease it, and then you should have a square appear. If you don't, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing? What needs to change? Don't be afraid to ask for help, because this is tricky. You'll know you do it right if you have a flat square on top from where the paper has been pressed down. It kind of looks like an accordion. After you do that side, you're going to move on to the other side, avoiding the middle right now, and pulling that section forward towards the middle again, creasing it, and there is that square shape appearing. The square should fit into the other section right below it. This is where it gets a little bit harder. You need to flip that paper over. So you're looking at the back now, and in the middle section, you're going to find those 2 edges, those 2 back spaces. You're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to push those forward, and you're going to create your sections again. So creating those 2 triangles, and then you should be able to smush everything together and it'll look like a square. After you do this, you'll be able to expand your book. The back side is a little bit trickier because everything else is going the other direction. You're doing the same exact motion, but you're just doing it on the back. So flip it over again. Your folds are already pre-folded, so they should be a lot easier to compress now or bring together. You can squish them at this point to make your little booklet. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of practice before you get it. And remember, that middle piece, the pieces are folding the opposite direction because you folded them on the back, which is exactly what you need. Once you achieve this, you have all of your pieces folded. You should have an expanding book. After you complete this comes the fun part, where you get to glue down that neurographic painting that we've been working so hard on, that's been turning out wonderfully. You might have to reopen your book a couple times just to get it to actively engage and actively open, but you should have also folded your paper, your painted paper, the same way, and then cut out those triangles through the sections. After you cut out those triangles is when you're going to glue those triangles onto the paper where you already have your triangles folded on the black paper. Again, my glue bottle wasn't loving me, so it was taking forever. But here you can see that I'm adding glue. Remember, dot, dot, not a lot, although my glue bottle didn't want to give me any glue at this point. And then you're going to go with the triangles that are already created by the folds, avoiding the crease on either side of your triangle, because if you glue on top of the crease, your project's not going to open. You can piece together your neurographic painting like a puzzle if you want to, so all the pieces line up, or you can just gradually place them wherever feels right. There's no right or wrong answer as long as you're creating quality work. Sometimes you have to add a little bit more glue. I finally got a glue bottle to work. You have to give it a good press because they like to slip and slide a little bit, but make sure you don't move them around too much. And then you're just going to repeat this step until you fill all the spaces on your black pieces of paper with the triangles from your neurographic drawing. Once you achieve this, you have completed your neurographic expanding book. They're really fun, they're really entertaining, and I hope you guys really enjoy this project. But you're going to repeat this step on each one of your black papers using each one of your triangles cut out from the sections of your neurographic painting. And then you will have a couple pieces left over. These will be used for the covers of your neurographic explosion book. Enjoy watching, and if you have any questions, please be sure to ask them.